Hello, my name is Jens Rudbeck. I am the coordinator of our concentration in international development and humanitarian assistance. I've been with this Center for Global Affairs for the past 12 years. The concentration that I lead seeks to prepare students for jobs, both in the international development sector, but also for those that are interested in humanitarian assistance. There's a significant overlap between the two sides, but whereas the humanitarian assistance side focuses on refugees and internally displaced people, people that are often displaced by natural disasters or complex emergencies, the international development side focuses more on the sustainable development goals, an agenda that needs to be met by 2030. So if we start with the humanitarian assistance side, the jobs that this field provides revolving around what we call the cluster approach. It is a way for the international community to organize its humanitarian response. So the clusters are representing various services that the international community offers for refugees. So we have a cluster for food, for shelter, for education, for health, for water and sanitation, etc. And each of these clusters are coordinated by an international organization, such as UNICEF, Save the Children, the World Food Program. Then when there is an emergency, it's the UNHCR that coordinate all the organizations. So our students have gone on to work for various organizations within these clusters. For example, right now we have a student who is in Cox's Bazar, which is the world's largest refugee camp located in Bangladesh. And there she works for the International Organization for Migration. So she's working on resettling refugees that have come in from Myanmar. We also have students that have gone on to work for organizations like Save the Children or the International Rescue Committee. We have a student who is working in Erbil in Turkey, where she is working with Kurdish refugees from Iraq. Our students also find jobs here in the United States. There are 9 organizations involved in refugees resettlement, and we have a student working for one of these. She's working with refugees that are coming in from Ukraine or from Afghanistan and helping them to find affordable housing. So on the international development side, students go on to find jobs in a variety of places because the sustainable development agenda is such a wide-ranging and wide-reaching agenda. It covers not only developing countries, but also countries in the global north. So the agenda is being addressed on all levels of government, both the federal, the state, and local level, but also the private sector is involved in it, NGOs are involved in it, and international organizations are involved in it. So we have had students go on to work for organizations like the World Bank, or think tanks like Milken Foundation, or the Clinton Foundation, or local NGOs that work, for example, in West Africa with small farmers. And we also have students that have gone on to work for the private sector, for example, banks like JP Morgan, a bank that is very interested in what's called social impact investment or green bonds. And as climate change intensified over the coming years, we will only see the job market growth in the area of development because we cannot solve the climate crisis if we do not solve the goals that are linked to the sustainable development goals. I think if we move from the job market to what makes the concentration unique, I think there are several aspects to that question. One is that we offer what we call global field intensives, where students travel abroad to see various elements linked to both the humanitarian side, but also the international development side. So students have 5 to 6 pre-departure classes, and then they travel to their destinations for 10 days to 2 weeks. I've taken students to visit refugee camps in Uganda, in Tanzania, where students learn about the work that organizations do in these camps, but they are also introduced to the daily lives and the struggles that refugees deal with on an everyday basis. I've taken students to slum areas in Mumbai, in India, Cape Town in South Africa, and Dar es Salaam in Tanzania to see how city councils, international organizations, and local NGOs work to provide services for people in the slums, services like access to water, access to health care, sanitation, education, and so on. We also have a type of course that we call consulting practicums, where students collaborate with an organization or a company that would like to do research on a specific topic. So for the international development concentration, we have been collaborating with MasterCard and their program on providing financial services for all. And so students have been immersed in MasterCard's internship program, and there they have worked on projects providing financial services in Kenya and Indonesia. A third element of the concentration is that we seek to provide students with a skill set that is important to master within international development. And here we are offering a course in monitoring and evaluation. When we do in development projects, it always revolves around projects and project management. And the course here is teaching the essential tools of project management and evaluation. Overall, the concentration seeks to provide students with a well-rounded understanding of international development and humanitarian assistance. So therefore, we provide a wide range of different types of courses, but also because the Sustainable Development Agenda is so wide, other concentrations also cover courses that offers courses that are linked to the agenda. So for example, gender is a central issue in the Sustainable Development Goals, and we have a gender concentration. Peace building and strong institution is another element of the Sustainable Development Goals. We have a concentration on peace building, and the global economy in itself is a central issue to the agenda. And of course, we have a concentration on it. So students, they operate within the concentration and they take classes within the concentrations. But because many classes in the program are cross-listed, they can also look outside the concentration and get skills and a skill set that they can then take on from our program when they go out to seek jobs on the other side.